What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be installing the QTP electric cutout on my turbo FOXBODY Mustang. I've heard good and bad. It might break, it might not break, but we're going to test it in this video. So let's take a look at it and see how the build quality is. Alright, so these are the parts I got. Pretty simple and straightforward. So the first thing we'll just go over is I got a little gasket just so it doesn't leak, and then I got QTP's exhaust dump so I'm not shooting it at my floorboard, and then the actual cutout. So I got all this stuff on Amazon. There's going to be links in the bio if you want to check it out and see how much they cost. I think this was like 150 bucks when I bought it, but that could go up or down. Yeah, there'll be links in the bio for it. So upon first getting it, it has a ton of wire, so you could route this thing wherever you want in the car. But I'm not too happy about how scraped up, and I don't know, you can tell it's thick aluminum, but it's just beat up. And I don't know if it's just the one I got or what, but it kind of been scratched and probably wasn't sitting in the nicest spot for the longest time. So a couple of features on this thing that are just kind of, they're cool. So, I mean, the switch is a nice switch. It does look nice if you can see that. And it does come with one of these inline fuses, which aren't my favorite, but it still comes with a fuse, and all you got to do is wire it in. And then you can unplug the switch if you want, so you can mount it and do whatever you need to with it. I thought that was a nice little feature too. And then you can disconnect it from the cutout, and it's actually like this twist kind of fitting. So I thought that was neat too. Just little, nothing crazy, but it is a nice little feature. So yeah, that's just the couple of fun things that I found with it, but that's basically it. There's not much to it. Everything else looks good on the thing. I guess we're not going to really know how it works until we test it out and get it on the car. So I mean, I already have a flange on my turbo Mustang for a cutout, so all we have to do is mount it and then wire it up and turn it on and see what it can do. I've heard that these things break and the butterfly valve breaks, but QTP makes the best one over all of them, is what I've read. So I don't know. My car is making quite a bit of power, so I want to see if it'll actually bust this thing out or not. So we're gonna give it a shot.
All right, so here's a better view of this side. You can see that motor is actually really close to my transmission, but it still has enough room to where it's not gonna hit it. There's it's a bad angle, but there's like an inch or two between it, so it'll never hit. It just kind of looks funky. But otherwise, it clears good, and that's the orientation. That's the only orientation where I can make it fit, and it's not gonna hit anything, and it's not gonna hang super low. Just so if you're doing it on your Fox with On3 kit, yeah, that's it. That's your only way of doing it. So the other thing I did was I have the wire going straight through the transmission hole, the shifter hole. I just cut a slot in the boot and took that wire straight up, and that's all I did for that. And the other thing, when you're putting those nuts and bolts on, you want to make sure you put the red Loctite on them, otherwise they'll slip off, because that thing's going to get extremely hot, like super ultra hot. So now we're looking in the car, so here's my shifter, and you can see my wire. I just cut a little slit right there so the wire could come out and have a good access port where it's not going to make too much noise and I don't hear underneath the car too much. Okay, now looking at the mess of wires that I haven't finished yet. So all I did is I got to my fuse panel and I just added a fuse on, I forgot which one it was. It was this one. So I think it's like illumination or something, and I just got into key on 12 volt, and that's all I did. And then I grounded it to the steering column, or one of the bolts to the steering column, and that's it. So now I got my cool handy dandy switch where I can open that exhaust cutout. And so I did leave it a bunch of extra wire, and actually QTP, look how much extra wire that is. It's kind of useless to me, but I mean, some guys will need it. So that's all it is. I had 12 volt ground and then this crazy wire that's like way too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide it underneath this and stuff it up back in there. And then when I want to open the cutout, I'll just pull it out and we'll be good to go. That's why I left some extra wire out there. All right, so there's the final result. I actually didn't put it back there. I mounted it up here. So easy access. I actually double-sided tape with Velcro on it, so I can rip it on and off when I want to. And yeah, it worked out pretty good. So let's go take it for a rip. All right, so let's give this thing a test rip and see if it's actually loud or mild
or what's going on if it leaks, because that's one of the things I heard. So you can hear the cars running. Pretty quiet. You know, it's not like shaking the house or nothing. It's actually really mild, like extremely mild. So let me set you down and we'll open it and see if it leaks. Sounds mean. So I can be as obnoxious as I want to. God dang, that is mean sounding. Okay, let me put you back under, we'll close it up and see if it leaks. And then we'll go take it for a drive and open it up and down and that kind of stuff and see if it continues working after playing with it a little bit. So, let's close it back up, see if it actually closes. Alright, so no leaks so far. It closes up well. We're gonna have to take it for a ride and, you know, get on it a couple of times and see if that thing doesn't crack under pressure. Because if it's that loud all the time, I might kill myself. So I hope to God it doesn't leak. So let's go take it for a spin and see what happens. Alright, so here we are driving with the cutout closed. This is just my normal exhaust. It's not very loud. It's actually really mild and quiet. I'm gonna open it up here at the stop sign and let you hear what it sounds like. I can't really get on the car because my wastegate diaphragm ripped. So that's great, you know. But we'll just drive it around. You guys can see and hear what it sounds like while I'm driving. It's actually really obnoxious unless you're at idle. So well, here, let's open it up. Deafening to be in the car with it open, like it, and it vibrates like crazy. Like everything vibrates when you're on it. You can hear the turbo, and that's really cool, but otherwise it's just absolutely ridiculously loud. Woo! It spools up faster with it out. Even though I can't really get into boost, it's like ungodly loud. Like I have to yell, and I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to hear me on the video. I guess I haven't really made a good power pool because of my wastegate, but whatever. It revs like mad now with no restriction. Shut it now and see what it sounds like. All right, now we can get back to peace and quiet, or I can think with my brain. And just like that, it's back to normal, and I can think again with peace, quiet, and I can actually drive the car and it can be enjoyable. I mean, the cutout's really cool. I love it, actually. I think it's awesome because I can be super obnoxious when I want to and be civilized when I'm driving around, and I don't want to just have my brains blown out. So
I love it so far.
So I've been driving around on the Cutout for probably like 2 weeks now, opening and closing it a lot, let me tell you. I've been abusing that thing because it sounds so good when you're idling. It lets that cam like lope, and then when you get some revs in, it sounds great. Driving with it, whole other story. Way too loud, but that's to each their own. I just can't take it. It's like it vibrates, the whole car vibrates when it's open. It's just obnoxiously loud. I can't take it. But I really do like it, and it hasn't broke yet, so I mean, I think it's pretty good. I would recommend it to anybody who is wanting to use one. Only time will tell if it'll last, but for now, it works really good, it sounds really good, and I think it's a great product. So, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.